I'm the creator of my thoughts and emotions, for example, right? But you need to create that primary up until you really are convinced that you're creating your thoughts and emotions. Because if not, you just get a secondary that tells you, well, the guy is talking bogus to myself.
But I remember I started interacting with different energies.
As you still are part of the food chain. So if you know that you live in a place where there are animals that can eat you, it kind of changes your mindset a little bit.
Have you encountered other people with those goblins? Have you ever seen the goblins?
Awe of the stage of the progression where I'm at in this experience and what I'm able, how the beauty that I see this universe unfolding before in every moment.
For me, it's unbelievable. I agree. I've always thought I'm living life, but also life is living me. I think it's such a potent lesson to highlight for everybody, is that we're creating our experience. We're creating these cycles that we're in. We're creating our responses. We're creating our thoughts. But I think it's very hard for people to grasp it in real time, that they are the creator of that entire paradigm of experiences. So I want to go back to that moment where you actually, were in catharsis, and then you dropped out of it for the first time and realized, oh my God, I am creating this. What was that experience like for you? And how did then that play out going forward, sort of that rooting within you more and more to become that centered, stable person, grounded person that you're now describing?
I mean, ultimately, I think it's a lifelong process. I think I was always very disciplined, and I think my invisible black door was always obviously using my psychological problems for like all sorts of excuses, right? Like, yeah, I have these problems, and I'm melancholic, and I'm depressed, and I'm addicted, and the world, goes to shit anyhow. And the description from my teacher is, which I think it comes almost like from martial arts, she's like, train your willpower. Like you have no excuse. I mean, I'm not saying when they drop a nuclear bomb on top of my head, but besides, stuff like that, the more responsibility I take for my life circumstances, the bigger is also the likelihood that I find the solutions. And what I really like about the teacher, her name is Brigitta, so a woman, is that she brings a decades-long tool set. And when I sometimes speak with her, and I'm also surprised on how deep the transformation is from now and 10 years ago, she tells me, hey, maybe you were lucky because I was a ballet dancer, a professional ballet dancer. So discipline has always been a strong point in my life. So ultimately, like meditative practice or a workout in the gym or building a business, has to do with discipline and practice. So sit your ass on the ground every day in the morning. I do my meditative practice, and then I very consciously do this manifestation techniques, not manifesting like flying spaghetti or that suddenly the moon is not in the orbit anymore, but really just activating the solar plexus, which in neurolinguistic programming you do with primaries. So it could be like, I'm the creator of my thoughts and emotions, for example, right? But you need to create that primary up until you really are convinced that you're creating your thoughts and emotions. Because if not, you just get a secondary that tells you, well, the guy is talking bogus to myself, So it's an ongoing practice to create these primaries in neurolinguistic programming from the center of your solar plexus or your hara, and really say, okay, that's whatever a certain life phase, I want family, for example, as and children, and living in community, and be a successful entrepreneur, which pretty much the whole thing in this life phase. And to really take ownership, to really own that and to create that. And when then obstacles come around, really just analyze them and say, okay, where is it where me as Alistair, I can make a difference? You shall know them by their deeds, they say in the Bible. It's really about that, because what you think and feel and what your own internal thoughts are is one thing, but ultimately other people perceive you by what you're doing, right?